Guess we're resting up. Yes, we are resting up. And there's no stories. Wow. Alright. You know what? I could do the date with Nanami, but you know what? This... I can't wait anymore. This story is way too good. Need to get back to it. Back to the office. Yeah, this is fine. Like, there's so many key players that are still just... What are they doing? But Yakuza is kind of like that though, where the big plot reveals in like the last 10... Yeah, usually 10 hours of the game, where it's like, this is what I was doing, and this is what you were doing, and this is what happened. And, but, you know what? I don't really think this is going to be like Yakuza, where there's some sort of, like, huge, like, unrealistic and, like, fucking crazy-ass plot point or whatever. I think it's actually going to be rather tame, because so far, the game has been pretty tame and logical. Anyways, let's finish up or do you want my rent? Oh, she's crying. Hello there, Tomioka-san. Nice weather today. It's nighttime, Yagami. Ah, perfect timing, Yagami-kun. Why, what's going on? Well, I managed to lose the keys to the building's roller shutter, and now I can't get inside. Seriously? That's unfortunate. It is. I'm really not sure what to do. Well, you'll have to get it open somehow. It doesn't take a detective to figure that out. Now will you help me get this lock open? I'm sure you can do it. It'll be just like a crime drama. All you need is a knife and a roll of duct tape. Doubt it's actually that simple. Which are you referencing anyways? It doesn't matter. Now can you at least try something? Well, I suppose. I didn't know Tomioka-san could be so demanding. I'd better get this open and quick. Okay.
Nice.
What's in the shutter? Like a garage for a bike? Alright, it's open. I knew you could do it. Thanks a bunch, Yagami-kun. Sure, no problem. Well then, I'll be off now. Aren't you forgetting something? Something along the lines of 3 months rent? You know, the one thing I should... Would you mind waiting a little longer? Good grief, I'm not running a youth hostel here. Did you know buildings actually cost money to maintain? Amazing, I know. Actually, that gives me an idea. Should I be afraid to ask? You're an able-bodied young man, and you seem to be good at opening locks. Why don't I introduce you to a locksmith I know? What for? I was thinking you could take a part-time job there, you know, to earn some extra money, like the kind you owe me. Aw, do I have to? You sure do. In fact, I'm calling him right now. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. Hey, hold the phone. No can do. Hello? Koizuka-kun? Sorry for the sudden call. You see, there's this tenant who lives in my building. And he's a squatter. I mean, what? Tomioka-san, what a pleasure it is to see you. Is he the one you told me about? Yep, this here is Yagami-kun. Who's that, Tomioka-san? We're looking at Toshiro Koizuka, one of the finest locksmiths in Kamurocho, but I just call him Koizuka-kun. Good to meet you, Yagami-san. Okay, pleasure's all mine. Now then, Yagami-kun, work hard to earn your keep. And regarding the details of our arrangement, just ask Koizuka-kun. Hope he doesn't work you to the bone. What have I gotten myself into? Seriously, Tomioka-san? I know I'm a failure when it comes to paying rent, but I guess that's why this happens. Mind if I start explaining how things work around here?
Yep.
Not at all. Whenever we get a job request, I'll pass it on to you. Then you'll head over to the client's place and open the lock in question. That's all there is to it. You can open locks, right? Yeah. Good. I'm in my shop most hours, so come by when you're ready to get to work. Where is this shop of yours? It's on the north side of Senryo Avenue. And look it up on the map. Cool. Alright. Done with one friend?
Yep.
On to the next, right? I'll head over there when the moment I'm free. Good. Be waiting for you. Sounds good. Guess Tomioka is not done yet either. So I'm working for Koizuka the locksmith now. That's a thing. Guess I'll head over there whenever I have some time. Got it. Where is he? Sen Rio Avenue. Here. Okay, that's what this little place is used for. Got it. Alright. Well, let's rest up. We are doing story today. Rest up. Hopefully no one breaks into my house while I'm sleeping. Oh boy. How many hours am I even into this game? Kind of wondering. If I press Shift Tab, it'll work, right? Shift Tab. 240, no, 31 hours. I am 31 hours. This is Yagami.
Yo,
Oh shit, Hayabe.
got a message for you from Kuroiwa. Says to drop by the Tokyo Public Prosecutor's office. Izumida's waiting for you.
Why'd you have to come here to tell me that? Would have been easier to talk on the phone.
I got a bad feeling about all this.
Huh?
Feels like I'm never gonna see you again if you get yourself locked up now.
Come on, don't be like that. Even if I do get arrested, I won't say a word about your little side job. That's what you're worried about, right?
Yep. I might have to send someone to bump you off in prison if you rat me out.
Like you could pull that off. Aren't you busy dusting off Kuroiwa's boots?
I'm laying low, that's all.
Speaking of, I have a question for you now that you're off your leash. Why do they think I killed Shintani? They have to have a reason, right? You've gotta know.
Well, funny enough, I don't. Kuroiwa won't share a shred of info with anyone but his closest partners. Not sure why.
Gotcha.
Now, get over to the prosecutor's office. Sorry, but you gotta cover your own cab fare.
Yeah, I know.
Do I like not lock my door when I go to sleep here? How are these people getting into my office? Like, I don't understand. Like, Kaito has a key, sure. But how did they even stuff Shintani's body in here like last time? Is that an actual plot point? I kind of wonder. Anyways. Okay, so there are some jobs I could do, but you know what? I think the plot's really got me hooked at the moment, so I don't really want to ruin this with a sub-story. Even though I could, because there are several that do need doing. So you know what? We're just doing story. Straight story until like we head to the next chapter maybe and I feel like taking a break. But yeah, as of now, I don't really want to interrupt this story memento we got going. Momentum I meant, not memento. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna save too because I feel like some shit's gonna go down. Like a lot of shit. You know what? Actually, fuck this. I'm ending the episode early. Because, you know what? I don't want some, like, huge-ass battle going down. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You know? I don't want to get stuck in, like, another 30-minute... another 30-minute recording of this going like, oh, yes, but it was you. And it was you. And then we get some, like, revelation or something that Yagami's actually, I don't know, a monkey from 7 generations past. And that's why he can kung fu with, like, 16 kickflips. What did I just say? Anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna buy some food and talk about the case for the next maybe 10 minutes so I can go through... Why did I buy food? I don't know. I have no idea. But I do want to talk about certain things before we get into this cab because you know what? Things might actually take a turn. So, Ashiki, first of all, this guy was obviously doing it for the money, just like most people in every single case here, and we don't really have too much to go on other than that he's connected to KJ, big man here, Shikaru, and that he was going to defect. But the thing is, I don't know how Kido found out about this. Like, we don't know much about Kido. I don't think he's a fighter himself, but he's definitely the one that employs the mole, who is the man in the black raincoat, this guy here. Shono's just a pawn, who's either going to be offed later or cast aside to like a minor character, because he's just kind of He's just kind of a subplot point as to how we're gonna get to Kido, and he's the lead researcher as well. Mika, I don't think we'll see much more of. Hattori, I don't think is gonna be a major player. He just seems like an actual media guy and doesn't really seem to have too much plot relevance at the moment. As for other people that I am interested in, I am interested in why Shintani. Why did Shintani called Shono of all people? Shintani had no relevance to Shono at all. There was nothing that would even have him like have a reason to call Shono, and we don't know the motive for that either. So I'm interested to see that reasoning. Kuroiwa, there's a lot to him as well. I don't know who's the manipulator of behind like the police force, who's like the powerhouse. Is it Izumida here, who's the real threat, or is it Kuroiwa here, who's the real threat? I have no idea who's the real police or law enforcement enemy here. There's these guys with the Kyode, Shioya and Murase. I haven't seen Murase in a fuck ton, a long time though, so I don't think he's going to be a major key player anymore. But the Kyode clan is basically small fry at this point. They're just KJ goons, so nothing really to say too much about them. Hoshino, our boy, nothing more to say really. He's part of the crew. And this guy, Ichinose. So I got this guy mistaken with the guy that was with Kuroiwa, who's like another tough looking guy as well. But Ichinose is just like, he's part of the ministry, who's basically just, I guess, acting as an overseer for the 89 research. So I don't know if this guy will play a big role later. He just kind of seems like he's just there as kind of like for like formality's sake basically. But yeah, so there's that. Nothing more on these cases. These cases are all old and I don't really see how relevant they are anymore, other than I am waiting for Hamada to show up again, because he's been in hiding ever since the shooting, and I wonder what the hell is going on, because we need to remember too that Hamada had a deal with the mole. He's the one who passed on Kume to the mole and had his eyes gouged out. Well, so at least we came to that conclusion. So I'm wondering where Hamada is as well. Other than that, I think that's just about everything that I want to discuss. There are a fuck ton of characters too. Actually, no, not a fuck ton, but there is one character that I think hasn't been in the limelight yet, and that is, I don't even think I have a profile for them, which sucks, but it's the chief prosecutor that was with Mafuyu. I don't think he's here, which sucks, but yeah, it's the chief prosecutor, Morita, that was his name, that was with Mafuyu. Saudi talked briefly about him, that he was Mafuyu's, I guess, like first love, but kind of like role model, right? So he's interesting because we don't know too much about him, but he's a mysterious character that hasn't really played a big role yet. There is also the not really goon, but more hostile police officer that also accompanies Kuroiwa, who I don't think has even been introduced yet, but he's been in a couple scenes. So those two players as well. I don't know what role they'll play yet. It's funny because they look like this guy. They're just big Japanese guy. So there's one for 89, one for the prosecution, and one for the police. So yeah, that's kind of all I got to say really. There's a fuck ton of stuff. I don't even know how long this story is, but I feel like we're about to jump into something huge, and holy shit, I got my tiger drop. Hell yes. Okay, if I get the chance, I'm gonna show you how fucking busted this attack is, but yeah, without further ado, let's see what awaits us. Hopefully not Prism.